Power to the people, power to the people, power to the people. This is Underground Warrior TV. If this is your first time coming into my channel, please smash up the like, share the video, subscribe to the channel. Hit that notification button at the bottom so you always be in the crosshairs when I drop one of these videos. Fam, you know, every time the Republicans are in power, even though we got the Democrats in power and we are in the middle of some type of war that the American people don't even know nothing about. We are at war and the government of America is not advising the American people all the way what's going on. But Joe Biden, he slipped up. Yeah, old Jim Crow Joe Biden slipped up and gave us a glimpse to what's really going on. You feel what I'm saying? I told you, when the Republicans are in office, destruction, catastrophic things happen on a large scale. You feel what I'm saying? Pay attention. And they always want to keep you asleep and dead to what's really going on. So Joe Biden, he's the one slipped up Thursday and said that we may be headed for the war of Armageddon. See, because America already involved himself in this war with Ukraine and Russia by allocating funds to Russia, weapons to Russia. Now check this out. The American government behind our back have bought stockpiles of iodine potassium pills. Something is supposed to stop radiation on the body system. This is supposed to prevent you from catching some type of radiation from these bombs or weapons that will be used in a war. Ukraine have also prepared itself with these potassium pills. I don't know if these potassium pills work, but they're supposed to prevent radiation from breaking down the human system, the human body, the human anatomy. I don't know. But something that the American people are not being advised to take cover. No one is preparing the American people for nuclear. But Bill Gates said it about 3 weeks ago that we're headed for a war on Armageddon. To that measure, I don't know if those were the exact words, but he knows something is about to happen. Why is he buying up all the farmland? Why is Bill Gates buying up all the farmland, growing his own food? FEMA is not going to come to black people aid. Black people ain't paying attention. Where's our bunkers? We done drunk it up. Where's our bunkers? We done smoked it up. Where's our hospitals? Because they're not going to come and aid black people. We're going to suffer the most. And they're not telling the American people what's going on. Joe Biden, at a fundraiser Thursday, that the risk of nuclear weapons at Armageddon is at the highest level since the Cuban Missile Crisis of 1962. You got to go back and read that history of the Cuban Missile Crisis, where Russia was involved with that particular history. They played a major chip in stopping the American government from invading further off into Cuba. You got the Bay of Pigs, 1962. Go read up on that when America was trying to go into Cuba and get Fidel Castro. Castro and the Russian people were allies. You feel what I'm saying? Nobody did nothing to Russia back then. How strong do you think Russia is? America don't want to look weak in the eyes of the world, but Russia was allowed from the 60s to continue to become strong nation. I do believe they was the first people who send people to the moon. And I don't know if America sent somebody to the moon because I heard that was a hoax. I don't know. I wasn't there. I can't tell you if they've been to the moon or not. So you don't know how much strength Russia has. I hear a lot of people saying America got this, America got that. But why has nobody went touch Russia? You go jump on Saddam Hussein. You went to different parts of the Middle East and invaded the Middle East, like Lebanon, Afghanistan. You feel what I'm saying? But everybody that's a nuclear threat, America's not going into those kind of places, messing with those people. But see, America messed up when it aided Ukraine. So America's involved. She's involved. Anybody is at war and somebody else involved themselves in the war, then you become my enemy too. So Joe Biden said this is real. Joe Biden say this is a real deal, Holyfield, that Putin may result to nuclear weapons. For one, Putin didn't expect America to get involved to help turn the war around. America is the reason why the war is being turned around far as military-wise. They've been aided, and secretly there are American troops. I know you don't want to believe this, but if you pay attention, a lot of people were volunteering to go to help Ukraine. What about the military people that America secretly sent over in Ukraine? There are American boots from the military inside of Ukraine helping Ukrainians fight Russia. Russia knows that. And nobody telling us what might happen to the American people. But Biden slipped up. Boy, it's good having somebody in their power like that. Old, see now, don't know what's going on, and just say something. And then you got former Secretary of State Mike Pompeo. I think that's how you say it. Pompeo, Mompeo. Mike Pompeo. Mike Pompeo, wherever you say his name. But anyway, he was up under the former Secretary of State. Seriously, he was during Donald Trump administration. He said Joe Biden's recent remarks Thursday was reckless about the war of Armageddon. But secretly, he didn't tell us, Mike Pompeo, that the American government had bought iodine potassium pills, stockpiles, preparing itself for a nuclear disaster. But they ain't telling us. But Joe Biden slipped and said that we may be headed for the war on Armageddon because he looking at the facts. Listen, y'all. There are at least 49 countries who have put sanctions on Russia. He has 1,117 different sanctions from these nations. So out of 1,117 sanctions on different goods and different products he can sell to these particular people, he can't even make money on that level. But he got China, he got Africa. He got China and he got Africa and the Caribbean. People are still doing business with Putin. So he does have money. He still has an economic chip in the world. He's not like the gang. Biden says that the weakening of the infrastructure of Russia, as far as military-wise, can cause Putin to push the button. Can cause Putin to push the envelope for the nukes to be dropped in Ukraine. And America is not out the crosshairs of war because she's aiding and abetting in this particular war and not telling you. Why have the Ukrainians, if it's not going to be a nuclear war, why have the Ukrainians went out their way? The president of Ukraine, they have bought into these potassium iodine pills just in case of a nuclear disaster. Got him back Putin into the corner. 49 countries put embargo on this man. And out these countries got different sanctions. 1,117 sanctions. Different sanctions on different products or different resources at his disposal that he can sell to even make money from these particular 49 different countries. And Biden is trying to tell Uganda and different parts of Africa that they shouldn't do business with Russia. He's telling South Africa don't do business with Russia. But how are the Africans going to eat when the Europeans already got their foothold and the Chinese got their foothold and got their hands all in Africa's cookie jar, stealing from Africans? Century-long enemies still got colonies in Africa. How the fuck France still got a colony in Africa? How the fuck the British still in Africa? How are all these fucking Dutch motherfuckers still in Africa? They need to be all thrown the fuck up out of there and let Africa build on her own. All African people need to stay home, quit coming to the United States, stay home and build your country and kick the white man out. Kick the Chinese out. Make them do business with you. You have the resources. Africa is the surrogate mother for all these countries. As Africa goes, the world goes. All of a sudden in Uganda, you had Ebola back. So somebody's trying to steal the land of Africa and keeping black people in the motherfucking dark about what's going on in this world. And this shit gonna affect us because we're not organized. We don't have bunkers. We don't have food supplies. We depending on the American government. She's not coming. So why would the Republicans go out their way to downplay what's about to go down? They always do that. They downplay things that's about to go down. They always in charge when major crises jump off. Think about it. When major crises jump off, the Republicans are in office. We had the World Trade Center. We had the crack explosion. We had COVID. We had COVID-19. We had COVID-19. They want to keep it to a muffle. They don't want the American people to know. They don't want the American people to know. So Joe Biden, sleepy Joe Biden, Jim Crow Joe Biden slips up and tell us that we may be headed for the war of Armageddon. So how can we avert the war of Armageddon as a nation? I think it's too late. The Biden warned people. Biden warned people. Saturday. This might jump off, y'all. Saturday, after Biden made this speech Thursday. Guess what happened? The Ukrainians truck bombed the bridge, the Kieman Bridge, this past Saturday at 6 in the morning. Blew up a bridge, a major bridge. The Kieman Bridge leads from Russia right into the Ukraine. This is a major bridge where war supplies are being bought in and out of Russia and going into Ukraine. Ukraine blew it up. So this is another major catastrophe that happened to Russia. So why not use nukes if you pushed up in the corner? You feel what I'm saying? He might not use it. I hope he doesn't use it. But me, knowing the behavior of the European, read this history, I might be my first time witnessing a nuclear disaster. We may be all victims of this. We don't have the iron dye pills. How come the blacks have not been told about the potassium iodine pills that could protect you from the radiation from a nuclear disaster? We don't know if these pills work. Putin might have something over there that those pills won't work, and we all will be burnt up from radiation. How come the American government has not came on the world news and told us about the radiation pills that we can obtain in case something happened? You don't know. In 2001, when the World Trade Center jumped off, people were asleep. People was getting up for work. People was going about their everyday living. It stopped the world. So don't underestimate the mind of your enemy. They are very wicked. These are wicked people. And the World Trade Center, follow the trail of the octopus. Follow the money. Follow the trail of the octopus. Follow the motherfucking money, and you will know how the World Trade Center was brought down to take everybody's civil liberties, human liberties. Everything is set. Everything is wrote in advance. You feel me? You know, everything is wrote in advance. And ever since 2001, just look how the American government has imposed this enemy of the state like world around us. Everything is planned by these people. Everything is man-made by these people. That's what I want to say, man-made. If you don't believe that this particular thing that hit the planet was man-made, pharmaceutical make money. Now pharmaceutical might be able to make money off these potassium iodine pills that can, I guess, miraculously save you from radiation, contamination. I don't know. I'm not no doctor, but I know they preparing. If it's not going to be a war Armageddon, it's not going to be a nuclear war. You don't believe that Putin's going to, unleash nuclear nukes on people. Why is everybody preparing with these pills? Why is Ukraine buying pills, iodine pills? You can look this up. I'm not joking. I'm not here capping. How can we avert the war of Armageddon? How can we as a people, American people, avert the war of Armageddon? I don't think we can. Because Your leader, Joe Biden, your leaders, the Democrats and Republicans, want to send money to the Ukrainians involving themselves in this war. Black people, I don't give a F. These are European people at war. All European people do, make sure to oppress black people everywhere we at. Russia, they oppress black people. Inside of Ukraine, Africans that was over there, foreign exchange students, whatever they want to call these students, who don't want to build up Africa. They want to come over here and get their education. And the Western world got caught in the middle of two European people going at it. And the people inside of Russia, the black people that was inside of Russia, wasn't allowed to leave and escape. I mean, Ukraine, the black people inside of Ukraine couldn't escape the invasion. They was letting white people get on trains and taking black people off the train, or wouldn't let black people get on the train. They would show the Ukrainians over there beating Africans in the midst of the invasion of the Russia war. When Russia first went off into Ukraine, they showed Africans being beaten by the citizens. And you tell me we should give a fuck about what's going on? We should prepare ourselves as people and pay attention, because this Neanderthal is tearing this world up. I don't care what you say and how racist you say I am. I know who in control. I know who fucking this world up. I know who enslaved my people. You feel what I'm saying? I know who played with weapons of mass destruction. I know who played with biological engineering different diseases to hit the planet. I know people going to Uganda shooting up Africans with different diseases, killing Africans off with AIDS and Ebola. I know who doing this. I know who flying chemtrails over the countries. I know who is the man of death. I'm not stupid. So I don't care what you say. I know who's playing with death every day. I know who the man of death is. So what can we do as a people to avert the war of Armageddon or Armageddon? What can we do, y'all? How can we prepare ourselves for this catastrophe that's about to hit the planet as black people? Because we unorganized. We got the East Indians in our stores. They're not going to come to our aid. FEMA is not about to come to black people aid in a nuclear disaster. We're going to have to defend for ourselves. We're not ready. That bottle ready, that weed ready, you know, that car ready. You trying to impress niggas by buying these cars, it's ready. You know, these niggas are so materialistic, it's fucked up. I didn't know that niggas was that material. Cause when you don't have no self-worth, you don't look up to black people, and black people are downtrodden all their lives. So that's a status to have a new home, to have a new car, to have some new clothes on. You know what I'm saying? We don't think about the future. All we think about is impressing everybody, trying to have this on. And there's nothing wrong with that. A king or queen supposed to look nice. But we ain't got no time for that as a people. We should have been taking our money, stacking our money, getting ready for what's going on now. See, we should have been organized as a people. How can we avert the war of Armageddon? I hope my ancestors, the Almighty God, is involved to stop what's about to go on. I don't care about Europeans killing each other, because they don't care about us when we killing each other. Over there in Rwanda, where the Africans was killing each other in the 90s, no one from the white community stepped in to stop that. There was no international prevention. To Africans got enough balls. Africans from around Africa had to come together and stand between this particular thing. No one from the international community stopped the Rwandans from killing each other. You know why? Because the Belgians, France, All of them had their hand off into this particular war. So you always get a fraction of niggas that would kill niggas for the white man's money. So that's what's going on in Africa, divide and conquer with the money, because everybody want the money, but black people don't want the power. Power is our unity. Then we get the money and step as a people. Kick all the white folks up out of Africa. Kick them out. They don't need to be there. Kick the Chinese out. You know, if they don't want to play a major chip as being businessmen where black people can make money to feed the populace, then we ain't got no motherfucking communication. If we can't be business partners in trade, it's not that you benefit and my country don't benefit. And that's what happens when you're dealing with the Europeans. You're dealing with the devil. You feel what I'm saying? They always come out on top in these business deals. I know how they get down. I didn't have merchandise, trade merchandise, and try to go to the Arabs and sell merchandise. They practically want Africans to give it to them. And they hoping the Africans who don't have money would give in to a little low price. So you already know you can't deal with the Jews and the Arabs. They always want you to take a downtrodden position, a low number. So deal with your people. Communicate and do business with your people. That's how they build Black Wall Street. Black money exchanging hands with each other. That's how you build your money up. We do business with each other. Joe Biden let the cat out the bag, y'all. We need a motherfucker like that in power. I like when Trump was in power because he taught. And all you got to do is listen and prepare yourself. When Trump came in, I knew blacks was going to be at a disadvantage on every avenue. When Biden came in, I knew blacks was going to be at a disadvantage because we don't think. We think these two white motherfuckers give a fuck about us. At the end of the day, the Republicans and Democrat game is not to do shit for black people. Write laws that continue to oppress black people. Clinton showed y'all that. Joe Biden showed y'all that. Joe Biden pimping niggas right now. He told niggas they wasn't black if they don't vote for him. But what has Joe Biden done for black people? I know what Joe Biden just did, but black people ain't listening. He just dropped the bomb that it may be. We may be going for Armageddon. Read about Armageddon in your biblical Bible and read between the lines. Read between the lines what war Armageddon all about. So when you read that Bible, it's dealing with prophecy. And some of the prophecy been ripped out. Some of the prophecy been ripped out. It's been rearranged. You just got to be able to, look between the lines. I'm not a Christian, but I do know that the African text of the Kemetic text was rearranged and made into a Bible. Some things are there, some things are not. You could put Psalms, the book of Psalms, right next to the book of Ecchaton. And it's the same exact wording where this was like 5,000 old compared to a 6,000 year old. Look, it's 6,000 years old. This is 10,000, maybe 20,000 years old. The book of Psalms came from the Egyptian text. 10,000 compared to 6,000. No one's older than that. I mean, 20,000. 20,000 years. The book of Psalms is at least about 20,000 years old. It's about 20,000 years old, the book of Psalms. Way before David. Because they put David on the book of Psalms. But we know the book of Psalms came from Kemet, came from Africa, came from Egypt. The truth is always written in stone. I don't mean to go off. I'm just want to let y'all know when you're dealing with biblical prophecy and biblical stuff, all that came from Kemet came from Egypt. That's why the white man, when he rewrote the Bible, he made Egypt wicked. He don't want you to know that a lot of stuff came from Egypt that we do today. A lot of knowledge that we have, came from the temples, black people. You feel what I'm saying? They don't want you to know that black people built the pyramids or built that civilization. You turn on the TV today, you see some pink-haired people in power of Egypt. That's called the conquerors. They not the original Egyptians. You feel me? In fact, we not the Egyptians. We the Kemites. We're the Kemetic people. Egypt became Egypt when the Greeks conquered Egypt. Egypt been conquered by different European people. But the original owners of that land is black people, whether you know that or not. You feel what I'm saying? But Joe Biden, y'all, back to the war Armageddon, he let the information out the bag that we need to take heed to. Pay attention. This is Underground Warrior TV. Master the lights. Share this video. Peace.